In this video tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to use some simple software maintenance tips, and by using them you can basically make your computer run as if it was brand new again. They're extremely underrated, but they're very effective. So let's get straight into it. The most obvious thing to do is first empty out your recycle bin. Far too many people let junk just build up in there, and by clearing it out you're basically allowing more space in your primary hard drive. And essentially, by allowing more space within your primary hard drive, your computer doesn't have to scan and go through as many files as usual. So I personally have two hard drives. I put most of my stuff on my secondary hard drive and an external. So if you don't have a second hard drive or an external hard drive, I recommend you invest in one. They're pretty cheap. Try to keep your primary hard drive as empty as possible. So the next thing you should try to do is, as you can see, my desktop is very minimal in terms of how many icons I have. Windows uses folders for a reason. I put almost everything in my documents. I suggest you do the same. By having less icons on your desktop, your computer doesn't have to process as many icons on startup. And on the topic of startup, try to have no CD, DVDs, or Blu-rays, whatever, or USB sticks plugged into your computer prior to startup. Basically, that's just more work for your computer having to do, because it has to read all those devices and say, okay, should I activate it now or not? The best thing to do is obviously reformatting your computer and reinstalling Windows, but I mean that's a bit of a drastic step because it's a bit time consuming, but it is actually the best thing you can do. In terms of cleaning out your temporary internet files and recycle bin, I use this program called CCleaner. You can just Google it, go to their website, and just follow the download link. Essentially what this does, it actually cleans out all your temporary files and some registry files. By doing so, your computer doesn't have as much junk in its hard drive, and it doesn't have to go through as much files as usual. I run this program just about every day, and when you have it installed, it's really simple to use. Just open it up, press analyze, just let it scan. Depending on your computer speed, it might go fast or slow, and how long it's been since you cleaned it out. It's telling me to close Google Chrome. I'll ignore that for now. And there you can see I have just over 500 megs of junk in my computer. And you just press run cleaner once the analyzing is done, and just let it finish the process. While that's doing that, another thing I can mention is you can upgrade the physical parts of your computer, adding more RAM, which can be pretty pricey, but if you got the money, you can upgrade your RAM. You can buy a new processor if your motherboard is compatible, of course. And in terms of spyware and malware, I use a program called AVG. It's free, it's great. I would highly recommend you avoid Norton Antivirus. I personally think it's caused me more problems than it has solutions. A lot of people are stubborn because it's such a widely known name, but I really despise Norton, all Norton programs for that matter. So if you click the free link like I just did, just download the basic version. I guarantee you this is more than enough to protect you from viruses. Even though it's free, believe me, it's the best antivirus program I've ever gotten. If you get a virus while running this program, it's, no offense, but the only person you have to blame is yourself. This program is that good. You would have to do something really like over the top to get a virus while running this program. And if you get a virus, it's never failed me that it would block or delete the virus instantly. Like this program has never let me down once. So do check it out. One of the most essential tools built in Windows is disk defragmenting. So in order to access it, you just right click your primary hard drive after you highlighted it, properties, tools, and defragmentation. Essentially what it does, for those of you who don't know, it basically gets all your I'm trying to think of a simplified way of explaining it. It gets all your cluttered sectors of your hard drive and reorganizes it. So when it does that, it makes a huge difference in your computer performance. So you can select whatever hard drive you want to select. I usually press analyze disk first and then I defragment. You should try to do this about once a week. I know a lot of people are too lazy to do that, but believe me, I was playing this one game, computer's lagging, did defragmentation after like a year of reformatting. I noticed a substantial difference in speed. It was just, the game was smooth as heck, like it was great. So also programs that start up on Windows startup. So for example, I have AVG Antivirus, my video card, my gaming mouse, sound card. Those are essential, but everything else I've turned off, and you can do the same. Basically what you do is, you can't see it here, but just open the Start Windows logo and in search type msconfig. If you need to get the spelling, you can just rewind that, pause it, and then get the spelling and start up. This will show you all the services that are started up with your computer. Many of them you might not recognize, like these two, I don't know what they are, so I'll ignore it just to be safe. Logitech, I know, is my mouse. So whatever you don't know, don't touch it. Whatever you do know about, like oh, here's my burner program. I didn't know that. I don't want that on startups, so I'll disable it. And let's just exit that just for the tutorial purposes. So try to have as minimal amount of stuff start up, like the icons, CD drives plugged in, USB drive plugged in, and programs on startup. It's more work for your computer when you're starting it up. Another thing is physically cleaning out the computer, dusting out the computer. If you're doing it after say 3-4 months, you might not notice a difference in speed or performance, but if you're doing it after a year or more, which is, I would say, majority of the population, you'll notice a substantial difference in speed. I made a video tutorial on that. I'll post a link here. As far as maintenance, that's pretty much what I know. As you can see, it was really simplified, really simple. AVG and CCleaner, I highly recommend you get those two programs. They're free. I would say they're pretty much essential to most people. They're that good. And there's one more step, but it's secluded to laptops. Actually, all these steps that I've done now, you can do on a laptop, but there's one more exception step that's strictly for a laptop and not a PC. So let's jump to it. Okay, the last thing to know about computer maintenance, this does not exactly speed up your laptop, but it is a good maintenance tip to keep, and basically is to buy a laptop cooler. Essentially what that is, it's just this flimsy small device, but it does a job well even though it's flimsy. It basically comes with fans on the bottom at the base. Depending on what type of model you get, it could have one fan up to the most I've seen is 4. They tend to price range from $5 up to $50. I wouldn't recommend you spend more than $20 on this type of thing, because I spent $15 on this one and it does more than good enough a job. The whole purpose of it is to basically keep your laptop cool. It's ideal for people who don't have a desktop computer, say college and university resident students. They use their laptop as a primary computer, and the way it works is you basically just take the cord that's supplied with it, plug it in the any USB port, it doesn't matter which one, and that actually gives it power. I don't think the camera will pick up the fan spinning, but that's all the power it needs. That's it. And basically just place it on top like that. And with my laptop, it tends to overheat a lot after a couple hours of usage, and with the laptop cooler, it never overheats. It's never happened to me once. So if you're looking to keep your laptop running for a long time without the worry of having parts overheat and whatnot, I suggest you buy a laptop cooler. And that's pretty much it for all your computer maintenance tips and how to keep your computer running as fast as possible. If you found this video useful, subscribe to my channel, check out my website for tech news and tech tips, and thanks for watching.